Energie pură. L-am cunoscut pe Enrico Banchi azi dimineață pe hol. A fost o întâlnire de 2 minuțele, n-am mai avut nevoie de cafea suplimentară. Să vă dau câteva minute până apare aici pe scenă. Enrico Banchi este partener și director al școlii din Palo Alto din Milano, este expert în comunicare, consultant calificat pe dinamica interacțiunilor dintre sexe, atât la nivel personal cât și la nivel corporativ și, atenție, expert în funcționarea creierului feminin. Enrico Banchi. Hello.
I know what you just said. I know.
Well.
Because I know. I just heard that feminine.
And I heard women talk a lot, but you guys, so... Enrico Banchi se naște la Milano, când împlinește vârsta de 16 ani. Enrico se mută în Venezuela, devine absolvent al Facultății de Inginerie Civilă, carieră pe care o îmbrățișează preț de 1 deceniu. Urmează o schimbare radicală a domeniului de expertiză, angajându-se Chief Operating Officer la o multinațională din America de Sud. Cariera sa îl aduce mai aproape de nume consacrate din domeniul managementului anilor 90. Toate aceste experiențe îl fac să dezvolte o înțelegere profundă a diferitelor culturi de management. Enrico Banchi devine negociator intercultural, călătorește în jurul lumii și începe să lucreze cu normă întreagă în calitate de consultant, trainer și speaker și îi spunem bun găsit în România de Enrico Banchi.
Thank you.
Enrico, come here.
Listening to the CV in Romanian is an experience. I hope everything was kind of fine. Thank you. It sounds great. How are you? Hi. Hi. How are you? Why did you sit here? This is the last place in the last corner. Why did you like it here? Yes, good. How are you? How many of you have been with me during the last 3 years here in Romania? How many of you? Oh, not many. So, okay. How many of you have listening to me talking about the feminine brain? Okay. Yes, don't laugh. The feminine brain. No, so don't laugh because okay, that's okay. How many women do we have here today? Come on, up hands. Come on, don't shy. Okay, so like what's it, 50-50? Oh, that's great. How many of you, do you all speak English because you don't have the, that's great. I can't speak Romanian. Okay, not yet, right, I'm sorry, not yet. I don't know, in the future. So I'm very excited to be here. What is this though? The 4th time? The 3rd time? I think this place is just great. Today I have some news for you. I'm Enrico Banchi from Scoala Palo Alto, and I think that you have talked. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry. Can I speak this way? Really? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, look what I'm doing. I'm filming. Yeah, look at that. That's a GoPro. Normally, only high adrenaline people use this, right? Yeah, motorcycle. So I'm a speaker, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to film everything. Is that filming? I hope so. Okay. So, what I'm going to do today is a very, very nice thing, and we will clash 2 words. Please tell me that you recognize this picture. Tell me that 1 people knows what this is. 1. Good. Thank you. 1 out of 300. Now we have a problem. And you will understand what the problem is at the end of this speech. And I hope you really will. Okay, I'm not going to tell you who this guy is. This guy is really important, especially because he has made some $1 billion for the company he was conceived. The company is Blizzard, and he's done a lot of money for them. So today, what we're going to do is to talk about talent acquisition and video games. I like this science, because if I can read your mind, and somebody's going to tell, who the hell is this guy? Maybe video games? How many of you are mothers? How many of you have kids who plays video games? All of them. And fathers? How many of you have kids who play video games? Okay, good. So the challenge is to understand how to combine the two things. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate today, hopefully, in the next hours. This is my typical slide, because I don't know how to say buongiorno in Romanian, which is a very difficult word. You should try to change your word for buongiorno. Because I have tried for a long time. How's buongiorno? How is that? It's bona. Okay, bona is fine. I can do with bona. Okay, bona is okay. So buongiorno is by the way, buongiorno is a fantastic word, because it says bona is good, right? So you wish your people in your company to have a good day. Is that right? Yes, right. Okay, so buongiorno. So who is Enrico? Normally you already know who am I, because you read a lot of things. I didn't know I have that long CV, but in this particular speech, I'm not going to talk about women. That's my specialty, talking about women. Only talking. Sorry, okay? And trying to understand men too. And but today I'm here on a different vest. This is me. This is my house. And today I'm a consultant. I'm all that stuff. But also I am a gamer. My first game was in 1978. It was called Pong. Any of you have seen Pong? Please tell me you did. Yes, cut, thank you. And it was fantastic. And when Pong came out, it was like, oh my God, look at what we can do. We can move stuff, and you know, Pong. And I own more than 30,000 games. I'm a collector. And I have been lecturing about video games for 10 years at IAPA. IAPA is the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attraction. I was in charge of buying video games for the arcades. So I know a lot about video games. And my favorite game is Road Runner. By the way, that's Pong. And by the way, that's Road Runner. Do you recognize that? Yeah. Yes, okay, that's Road Runner. Okay. And I played Road Runner in a fantastic machine, which was the machine, which was that machine. Yes. Now look how many smiles. Okay, if you smile here, don't smile too high, because it relates to everybody your age. Okay? Because if you smile, oh my God, that's a Commodore 64. And by the way, it was called Commodore 64 because it has 64 bytes of memory. And everybody was like, that much? Wow. Okay, so that's just to make understand to you who am I. Oh, and by the way, I'm not the only one. This is my family. I have a gaming family. That's my son Giancarlo. He's 18 years old. And favorite game is BioShock. BioShock Infinite. He told me, Dad, it's Infinite. It's not the first version. Okay, I'll tell him. That's my daughter. And the favorite game is Minecraft. By the way, Minecraft was bought yesterday by Microsoft for $2.5 billion. Yesterday. Just one game. Just one company. Minecraft. And I will tell you how Minecraft is so important for you to understand how to take talent into your business. And that's my wife. I have a nice story of my wife. When I met her, you see, not available is the age. You see? He's 18, she's 14, and I didn't put her age. You figure that out, okay? And the favorite game is Dr. Mario. If you don't know what Dr. Mario is that game. Do you recognize that game? Okay, she is Ultra Champions of the Galaxy, that game. Actually, when I met my wife, and I invited her on my house, the first thing she noticed, it was the Super Nintendo I had in my bedroom. And she told me, is that what I think it is? Yes. Do you have Super Mario? Yes, of course. Can I play Super Mario? And I saw her playing Super Mario, and I told myself, this is it. I'm going to marry this girl. We have been married for 20 years now. Okay. So, what do you know about video games? Well, what do you know about video games? Come on, tell me something. Even in Romanian, I don't care. I mean, do you play video games? No. Yes. Yes, of course. Okay. But what really do you know? Is that an important thing? Is not important? It's good for your kids to play video games? What do you know about video games? We consult with Disney. And we consult people that said when moms go and play and buy video games, they know nothing about video games. Like, oh, sorry. So, what do you know about it? Now, the next question is easy for you. What do you know about talent acquisition? That's easy, right? You know a lot about talent acquisition. Actually, what you have to know about talent acquisition is kind of things like talent acquisition is the ability to attract, engage. Look at that. That's a nice phrase, huh? To attract, engage, and hire top-performing employees to support business goals. Do you like that? Yes, you do, because you are business people. And you want good people into your company. You do. Profiles helps you out with that. But now, we are living in strange periods of time, strange times. So look at this. The role of time management is to get people from multi-generational. And if you ask Ernst & Young, we work with them in Italy, and this is the typical 5 steps of the talent management, which is the performance, the succession, the learning, the compensation. I have all the definition here, which is talent acquisition is the ability to attract and engage. Every single company we work for in Italy and around the world with the Scoala Palo Alto as a business school, they want us to make your people engaged. But most of the company have no absolute idea what engaging is. Actually, in Italian, there is no translation for engagement into Italian. I have no idea in Romanian. So it's the same. So you don't really know what engagement is. But they want to be engaged. So then you have performance management, which is, look at that, I'm going to read this. It enables to maintain and improve employee job performance through the use of performance assessment tools. Yes, we use that. But are we sure that we're using the right tool for the right people? That's a real question. So look at that. Coaching, feedback, ongoing between employees and managers. Then you have to go on compensation management. People wants to be compensated. You're going to have some rewards for them. And I will talk to you into understanding that the rewards for the new generation are extremely different from the rewards of the old generation. And most of the company does not really get it. Actually, how many HR professionals here? Everybody, right? Is that right? Are you HR professional? No. Doro, who is this person? Who is this person?
Try to, when you have an answer, wait for, when you have a question, wait for answer.
Okay. But nobody has
Who is HR professional?
Okay.
Hands up. Now.
Doro, come here. Doro, you're so nice. Okay. Answer Doro. This is from me. Answer Doro. The HR professional, right? So you should know about benefits and stuff. So this is part of the talent management acquisition system. It's a lot of companies are very interested in get this right. So then you have succession management, and this is really important if you're talking multi-generational, because people who works in your company eventually will go, and people who's been working for your company for a long time eventually will go. Now, how can we do the succession management? We are into the video games, okay? But this is just the first part. And then there is the learning management. The new generation do not learn the same way we did. And if you have a problem with that, ask schools. We, as Palo Alto, we are working in Italy with a lot of schools, and we are pleading them, please, you have to change the way you teach people. Because listen to me, new generation, your teaching style is too slow. Kids are way more advanced than you, and they got it. You can't, the world is too slow. They're not too hectic or too hyper or too what. You are slow. They get it. But move it. So learning system in the future, we have to take that in consideration. Learning management system, video, online learning, the real one, the good one, is going to be top. Training system new kind of training is going to be taught. But look at this. Now you can have 4 generations. Let's see. The first generation is called the seniors. Well, actually, okay. How many of those here? Not many. Thank you. Oh, Scott, yes. Scott. Thank you, Scott. Okay, very well. You're a special one because you are very contaminated, okay? But you look at that. Write me. Send me a note. Do you remember when in the companies you send notes? Send me a note. And people type them, so write me. Then there is the new baby boomers. I'm from that generation. And suddenly, during one special film, an object came in, which was a very big telephone, and the movie was, you know the movie? The movie was with Michael Douglas, and it was the first cellular phone. Motorola. Do you remember the brick? It's that big brick. And everybody was so amazed, because suddenly, write me was too slow. Call me. Okay, I call you. So everybody was into new kind of communication. Then the new generation, the Generation X came in and says, email me. So I'm not, because email gives trace of what we have said. You know, the phone call is just one thing, but you know, emailing is the right thing. But let me tell you something. Nobody likes email anymore. Let me give you this advice very slow. We hate emails. Let me give you straight. In your company, everybody hates emails, but they will not tell you. They come to Palo Alto and say, please, give me something for avoiding the 250 mails I get before 8:30 in the morning. Give me something. Now the next generation is a fantastic solution for that. Okay, I have my kid. My kid is 18 years old. And he is the last year of college, so probably of high school, and sometimes he has to email to the professors, to the teachers. Do you think he does that? No. What he does is he goes, find the WhatsApp, the Facebook page, the LinkedIn page, and he texts on WhatsApp, because email for him is boring. So he WhatsApp, he Snapchat. Okay, do you know what that Snapchat is? Good, great. He Instagram. But he doesn't do email. Email is too old. And he's 18. So the problem is, the fantastic opportunity you have with these guys. We start calling them millennials. And they will come to your company. Actually, they probably are in your company. And the millennials are very, very, very special people. Look at this graph. What do we think about the millennials is this. They're very tech savvy. Well, actually, this is not even the millennials, it's Generation Y. Okay, but look at this. The Generation Y is very tech savvy and is social media opportunist. Look at that 3-word sentence. These guys know exactly what to do with Twitter. I don't. With Facebook, I don't even understand. I do it. But we have a millennial in our company that explain us what to do with Twitter, how many tweets do we have to do a day, what we have to tweet about, what we have to Facebook. He is a millennial. And sometimes he looks at Marco and me and says, you don't get it, right? And I says, oh, no, I don't know, yes, I get it, but I can't do it because it's not in my DNA. So they're not very good in executive presence. They're not very good in revenue generator, which is a problem right now. Okay, they're not very good they're not very cost effective, they don't care. But they're extremely they do very good in tech and social media. So here we are. Now, take in consideration this slide, because we're going to get these slides after a little video. Because I promised you to talk about video game, and this is where it starts. This is the part of the speech where I start talking to you into this fantastic world. Look at this. Let's see if the audio is fine. Okay? This is the state of the art of the video game business. And video gaming has evolved.
According to the Entertainment Software Association, the average gamer has been playing video games for 12 years. Adult gamers have been playing for an average of 14 years. Males average 16 years of gameplay, while females average 12. As of 2013, 49% of all U.S. households own a dedicated game console, and those that do own an average of 2. The average game player's age as of 2013 is 30. And no, it's not all males. 47% of gamers are females. 42% of game players believe that computer and video games give them the most value for their money compared to DVDs, music, or going out to the movies. Who buys video games? The average age of the most frequent game purchaser is 35. The point? Video games have grown up, and now they're not just in arcades or our living rooms. They're in our pockets. 15% of the most frequent game players pay to play online games, while 33% play games on their smartphones and 25% play games on a handheld device. Most gamers who own dedicated game consoles use them for other entertainment media as well, like watching movies, TV shows, and music. Are gamers social? 62% of all gamers play games with others, either in person or online. What about rating game content? Over 85% of parents are aware of the ESRB rating system, which rated games content and match it with appropriate gaming age. E for everyone, T for teen, M for mature. But the question on a lot of minds is, do parents really control what their kids play? Over 73% of parents believe that the parental controls available in all new video game consoles are useful. Further, parents impose time usage limits on video games more than any other form of entertainment. Over 90% of the time, parents are present when games are purchased or rented, and 82% of the time, children receive their parents' permission before purchasing or renting a game. Much like movies, games have specific genres and subgenres, such as action, adventure, role-playing, casual games, shooters, strategy games, open world versus linear games, sports games, racing games. The list goes on, and each genre offers its own special mix of interactive entertainment. And yes, each is wildly successful in its own way. In the past decade, video games have gone from $6 billion to an over $24 billion annual industry, far surpassing movies and music. The bottom line, video games are here and they are here to stay.
So please, why should I show you this? Because in your companies, even if you don't know, there are a lot of millennials that are coming in and a lot of people who play video games. Now the question is, what these video games teach that is really necessary to my company, that is really good for my business? Okay, let's take this. Oh, by the way, do you see the last phrase? Video games are here and they're here to stay. These are my partner's kids, Marco's kids. Okay? You should see Libero playing on the tablet. You should see him. Okay? So whenever everybody says, oh, he's just a fad, he will go away, you know, reading a book is a very good thing. Okay, talk to Libero. Book. He's 5 years old. He goes to the television and to change channel goes like that. And then says, Dad, the TV is broken. And if you want to go, the volume, it goes up like that. Dad, the TV is all broken. So he does not understand. He doesn't understand he's not moving. He doesn't understand a lot of things. This guy is going to go next year to the elementary school, and they will have him sit down for 6 hours and don't move. He's already scared. He's telling Pop and Dad, do I really have to sit for 5 hours? Because they understand they're not stupid. Really? So it's crazy. We are too slow for that. Now, let's talk about neuroscience. Yeah. Because this is my expertise. Okay, so let's talk about neuroscience. Let's go back and see why your brain, what happened to your brain on video games. So the last discovery is that your brain on video games gets smarter, better, faster, and stronger. Really? Yes. And this is not me. This is not a bunch of neuroscientists in the world that are very interested in this business and say, let me see if I can get something very good out of it. So what happened is, look at these numbers. You know that's Call of Duty. Call of Duty Black Ops. Call of Duty Black Ops in 2010 has been played for 600 million hours. That's 68,000 years. So, and now is over 1 billion hours. And that's just only one game. Okay? So, what happening to the brain of kids and people? Oh, by the way, do you like television? There is House of Cards here. House of Cards. It's Kevin Spacey. Okay. Do you know what the protagonist Kevin Spacey does? He's the Vice President of the United States of America. Do you know what he does to get focus? He plays Call of Duty for half an hour on the screen. So give me the control. Okay? So because probably there are some research that understand how brain function, and this is just part of it. Look at this. Yes, we understand that this is really nice, but for our brain, it's really slow. So what happened is, all these blah blah, video games are good, video games are bad violence. People took gamers into the lab, and this is what happened. For example, screen time makes your sight worse. You remember your mom telling you, don't watch television too long because it's bad for your sight? Well, actually, if you play fast action video games, your sight gets better. It makes sense. It makes sense. You are shooting a lot of people, you're looking at this 32 inches screen, and 1,000 things are coming on, and you have to understand so your sight gets trained. And it gets better, and they proved it. That's a normal non-action game vision, and that's an action game vision after 2 weeks of playing 2 hours a day. So that's good for the vision. So the first is a myth busted. So screen time makes your eyesight worse is not. Games lead to attention problem and greater distractibility. Ha ha ha. No. Video games, especially fast action video games, get your attention straight on. Actually, if you talk with kids that they have attention disorder, they can really focus on video games. Because our brain, the attention in our brain is connected to 3 parts of our brain, which is the parietal lobe for the visual, and the maintaining attention of the frontal cortex, and the cingulate to basically controlling and regulating attention, and they all grow and get better and stronger during 2 weeks of video game. Is it very, very bad if you keep playing? Well, it's just like alcohol. Because, some mothers, my kid plays a lot of video games. How many hours? Well, he plays like 10 hours a day, well, that's a lot. Okay? But if you have just the right amount, it's as good as having 1 cup of wine, because the molecule of the resveratrol is perfect for they give you more age, you can get older and older. And the last thing is spatial ability. You can really understand that if you play fast action video games, your spatial ability goes up. And this is very good for women, because your spatial ability are not very, very good. So when your kid is away, you can try play Tetris. And in your brain will thank you. Okay? Of course, you have to play Tetris for a long time. Okay? So, now, look at this. The good things about video games are there after 2 weeks and stays there after 2 months. This is all lab, but I can hook you up on the papers in Nature and everything. So, everything is on this. Now, research has done this. So, consistently shown that playing computer games induces a reduction of reaction time, so these are all good things. Now, for over 20 years, we have researched video gaming, and I'm going to tell you as a businessman what this is about. Look at this. Video games attract participation by individuals across many demographics. If you are a gamer, You don't care if you're playing with somebody from Russia or Africa, or is black or white, or they don't care. I'm just playing video games with them, and I'm just socializing with them. They don't know. They know the ethnic differences, but they don't care. We're here to play, and we're here to have fun, and we're here to collaborate, and some people are better than that. So this is the gamers knows that. So ethnicity, diversity is perfect for them. Actually, what happened in life, oh my God, the virtual world.
Second Life.
Second Life, thank you, grazie. If you go to Second Life, a lot of the avatars are a different ethnicity of what you are. So it's really interesting. Now the next one is, video games can assist setting goals. Look at this and think about your company. Wouldn't you like to have people who is able to set goal, ensure goal rehearsal, providing feedback, reinforcement, and maintaining records of behavioral change? This is you. This is HR. This is what I need from my people. Okay? So video games are perfect, and I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. So video games are fun and stimulating for participants, and it's easier to achieve, maintain person undivided attention. Why they have undivided attention? Why they want to do the mission and stay in the mission? Because they're having fun. And because it's really challenging. And sometimes it's not fun because they kill you all the time. Why if they kill you 100 times, you get that back for 101st time? Wouldn't you like your people in your company to get back in focus after a breakdown, or after a non-selling, or after a bad sale? So video gamers are born for that. Let me do this mission again. My kid can do Call of Duty all over again, just to get better at it. Wouldn't you like people in your company says, I want to do that mission again, because I didn't reach exactly the 2% that you gave me, boss. I was 2.2%. I really want 2%. Oh, that will be great. Okay, now, video games can act as simulation. These allow participants to engage in extraordinary activities, so you can simulate and make them make mistakes. Is that right? Now, listen to this. This is my favorite part of the speech. Until some years ago, gamers were seen as geek, for boys, closed in a very lonely life. Very lonely. Stop playing that thing against a computer and talk with your friends, because you're not making friends. Well, let me tell you something. Things are really changing. And from my point of view, they're changing for good, because video games are evolving people
and this perception will soon shatter. Being a gamer will soon be in vogue.
Yes, look at that.
It's a borderline
Religious experience. 55,000 people watching the World Championship of StarCraft in 2013. That guy that you saw, the Korean, he won the championship. He took home $1.8 million. I repeat myself. If you see your kid playing StarCraft, know that the best player of StarCraft in the world makes $20 million a year. just playing StarCraft. Now, there are millions of people that are taking this really seriously. In all the oriental part of the world, it's coming and they're building stadium. And they don't look lonely, right? They don't look lonely. They're not lonely anymore. They're extremely well-prepared people. And by the way, it's coming to Europe by the northern part. 3 out of 5 best players in Europe are Swedish. Okay? They're not making much money. They're making like $1.5 million a year. Okay? So please, what I'm trying to convey here is that this is really important. You should try to take a look, and you should try to start asking a very simple question during your interviews, which is, at what time, and sometimes in the interview you say like, do you play video games? Now, this very young engineer is coming to the nuclear plant. Okay? He has to play video games. You train them to play. Hey! Yes! Do you play video games? And even if you don't know anything about video games, so do you play video games well? You play World of Warcraft? Yes. What kind of race do you want? I mean, what level do you want? Oh, because by the way, if you're not at least level 35 in World of Warcraft, you're nothing. So you have to work to get your talent there. So look at that. It's a borderline religious experience. If you don't believe this, because they're Korean people, Korean people, Korean people. Yeah, but there are millions. And then there are Chinese, there are billions. And then there are Chinese and Korean together, and there are more than billions, and then Indian is coming in. And then you have Korean, Indian, and Japanese, and they are so good at strategy. And there you have the Federation of American Scientists that says, believe the serious game, it's learning and development, just a miracle. Because these people work on strategic thinking all the time. Have you ever played StarCraft? If you play StarCraft one day, chess is nothing. You have to take in consideration a million of things that are happening at the same time. You have to develop your strategic thinking, you have to develop your interpretive analysis, and you have to develop your problem solving, you have to develop plan formulation and execution, and you have to do that in front of people and playing with people. You want that in your company. You do. So start asking them, do you play video games? And if you know, the Federation of American Scientists don't like you, okay, do you like Harvard Business Review? Okay, Harvard Business Review says that the games environment feature fluid workforces, World of Warcraft, okay, and they train people in fluid work. Look at this, because this is really important. I am a business school. And fluid workforces, self-organized and collaborative work activities, and look at this. Decentralized, hierarchical, non-hierarchical leadership. Do you know how many companies come to Palo Alto and says, please, can you teach my leaders not to use authority? Not to be, you have to do this because I tell you to do this, but they have to work with charisma. Okay? Can you teach charisma during World of Warcraft? Yes. By the way, if you have an awful avatar, they don't get you. So the charisma is on the image too. So now let's go back to this slide. Look at this. This is what HR professionals describe millennials. They describe them as very tech-savvy, not very hardworking, and 1% loyal to their employers. But that's not true. That's what they think they are. They do not consider themselves tech-savvy. They were born with tech. Liberal doesn't know what a tablet is. It's just there. Liberal it's kid's liberal, okay? It's my kid. He doesn't know exactly what tech savvy is. He's been living with the iPhone or the Android. I mean, he doesn't have to go to school to understand how to hook up a computer. He just is. And they are very loyal to the company because they are people. They like to connect in a way that we have no idea. So you have to transform in your company this into this. And they're very hardworking because, trust me, to get into that championship, it's hard work. You don't play StarCraft a couple of times and get there. Okay? It's hard work. It's fun work, but it's hard work. Okay, so this is what you have to do. If you want people to get into your company and they're millennials and they're the new generation, you don't use CVs. I don't like CVs. You contact people by LinkedIn, you tweet, and they will tweet you back. And they will contact company and give them. They don't like CVs. They do CVs, but they don't like it. They don't understand all these things. Okay? Then, consider they can use their own tech. Okay, let me explain to you something. The tech people is divided in two words. Either you love Apple or you love Android. Is that right, Donald?
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry? It's broken. It went go bankrupt 3 months ago. Really?
Sorry, but I am the Z generation.
Yes, you are the baby boomer. Okay, either you are Android or you have Apple. So please don't do this in your company. We have a policy company. You have to use BlackBerry. If you take a young guy and you tell him that he has to use BlackBerry, it will not work for you. He will come to your company but not work happy. Because what the hell is this? So if you have a policy, he's an Android guy, let him use the Android. Oh, and by the way, if they come to the meeting with tablets, let them have the tablets. They don't even think without the tablets. The tablets is embedded in their body. So let them the tablets and do smart thing as getting attention, but not frustrating them. Okay, so next thing is, look at this. Expecting them to go. Hey, they're not going to stay for you with 27 years. They're not going to stay with you with all their life. They care about you. They care about you because you'll make them grow as a gamer, and I want to shift missions and shift power play, and I want to get on. So they will not stay with you a long time, and because they like people. By the way, that's a standing. Okay, that's standing with the World Championship of StarCraft is held every year. So look at this. More lesson, and we're gonna finish with 5 or 6 more lessons, because take this in consideration. One thing, and we do this as a company, as a consultancy company. We come into your business and we teach people how to gamify everything. And look at this. And by the way, the online is very good for this. Gamers are used to this screen. This is a typical screen of a World of Warcraft gamer. Typical. You know, you have like only 200 items here. But I want you to focus on a couple of these items. Focus on these items up here. You see that? These are your buddies. This is called your power bar. And do you know how you get more energy playing? Do you know how you get more points playing? Doing stuff, doing things. Imagine to have a power bar in your company. Imagine having your people doing things in your company, and they have this little power bar that if you do something right, the power bar goes up. And then the first level is that you have a power bar of 1,000 points to get to the next level. And that's where the neuroscience gets into the neuromodulator and neurotransmitter. And you see your power bar that gets its 970, and just 30 points away from my shift, I will stay at work. Because I'm going to be a level 2 character. It works like crazy. Experience bars measuring progress, that's one thing. It can be done in company, yes. Actually, there are some companies that are ready to do it, but I'm not telling anybody. Okay, so the second one is, gamers are used to mission and maps and submission. For example, one mission for you today was coming here, right? But I could give you a second mission, like a secondary mission, which is take home a gift for your kid. It's not an important mission. You deliver the mission, well, it's very important, I'm sorry, okay. It's not, if you don't die, if you don't do the mission, but then you get power bars, energy, or separate things to do the second mission. Imagine in your company to have the young people working for you on a goal, and then you set some little goal like you have to come on time 5 times in a row. You have to come on time 5 times in a row. And if you come on time 5 times in a row, you are accomplished the submission. Is it working? Like a charm. Incredible. With millennials. Don't try that with our generation. Sorry. Don't try that at home, but try that with a millennial. It works. Then rewards for effort. Because they're used to, okay, what do you give me? I finished the game. What do you give me? Give me something. Give me a new armor, a new sword, a new weapon, a new hair, or if you are liberal, a new character to play. So they're used to rewards because I've done it, I've worked, so I want. And then we want feedback. Lots of feedback. Not, hey, don't kill me for this, because we all do this thing, right? Not an annual review. Oh my God. So, let me understand, sir, do I have to wait for 1 year to understand if I'm doing the things right? Yes, because the procedure in this multinational company is using some tools and tests, and we do just that 1 a year. He doesn't get it. When he pressed the button of this thing, he wants feedback. It's shaking. It's like you're doing something wrong, the thing is shaking, it says, wrong button. Oh my God, let me. So it's shaking. So the annual review? Annual? Not even 6 months? Even every 2 months. And that's why you have to train your middle management into these things. Then, yes, why do I do the next mission in games? Because I don't know how the next mission is, the next level of Super Mario. Okay, and you have to, the gamer has inside let me do this just one more mission. Mom, just one more mission. But this is a level of certainty. If you go into the algorithm they're using at the MIT, they spend tens of millions of dollars to get the right algorithm for how many times do I have to crash a barrel to get a reward, and after that, how do I motivate myself to keep crashing it? Unbelievable. And then I'm going to leave you with this word. This word is engagement. We work at Palo Alto. People wants us to make a lot of project engagement. And the first thing we tell company is, you can engage your people, you have to give. I don't have money. No money. Rewards. What kind of rewards? We'll teach you what kind of rewards. You don't engage new generation if you don't reward them constantly. And that's your job. So it's engagement is a do ut des. Give it. I want. I gave you. I want. I press the button. You give me. I press the button. It's not working. So that's it. Now, look at this. This is really important for business. Really important for business. This is more important even for education. And the gamification company is getting into, listen to this, I know I'm talking about the United States of America. The United States of America is getting ready for something. They will pay people to get thin, to lose weight. And they will make a game on all US. And they will do it because from the next year, they will have a new tool. You know what that new tool is? Is the Apple Watch. So in the Apple Watch will know if you're losing weight. And it gets into the network and it will tell to the players that you are winning the competition. And they will pay you money. Why they do that? Because if people in the States lose weight, the cost of the health, public health, goes down a lot. So everything is gaining. And if they do it, lots of people will do it, especially the new generation. So the government are really interested into this. Okay? So gamification is the next word. We are Palo Alto, we're doing it, we're getting to the company, we're see how many millennials they have, how many generations we can talk to, because gamification only works for the new generation. Because if you don't play video games, it's very difficult to explain what to do. So, and the next, Gartner says that by 2015, 50% of all innovation and 70% of global apps will be gamified. So think about it. And I have not stripping, but for this speech I have my special T-shirt here, which is because I have been playing Call of Duty for a long time, and this is game over. Thank you very much. If you like it, because I have a millennial in our company, I have a millennial that is calling me and tweeting, tell your people that they have to tweet. Because if you don't tweet, you're worth nothing in the future. I don't understand, but if you like it, that's my Twitter. So thank you, and go and tweet something about this. I'm very happy, and thank you again. Any question? Oh, sorry, I have to see.